Good morning, 7 a.m. here in Las Vegas. Just at 7 a.m. as I hit the record button for today's Wake Up and Win with WagerTalks.com's daily look at where the money is flowing in the early betting periods and why it's flowing in the direction that it is. Let's start like we do every day at this time of year in the NBA. Look, quick hitter podcast, Wake Up and Win. Want to get you in and out of here in 10 minutes or less. That's the goal. Let's see if we can do it right here, right now. We'll start game two version line for NBA Finals. We've got the Celtics and the Mavericks. Boston dominated game one from the get-go last night. Normally, we expect to see a little bit of zigzag here. We expect to see Dallas attracting betting attention off the blowout loss. Instead, what we've seen, first game, open 6, bet to 6.5. Boston wins. It's supposed to go down to Dallas plus 5.5, 5. Instead, it's gone the other way. Boston is priced higher in game two than they were in game one. 7/7.5 at the opens. They've taken out most of the 7.5s. There's still a couple out there right now if you want to grab one with Dallas plus the points for Sunday, expecting a better performance than what we saw last night when the Mavs were pretty outclassed start to finish. There are 7.5s out there. Nonetheless, game one line opens 6. Boston wins. Game two lines open 7. That tells us the markets like Boston a fair bit. Total for game two opened 215, 215.5, 214.5. Market settled at 214.5. Similar to where it was for most of the week for game one. Of course, game one stayed 20 points under the total. Nonetheless, we see that. And again, game closed in the. We did see over money in the last 2 days before the tip-off. Closed 215.5. There were 216s out there. 214.5 for game two. Now the prevailing number. So markets slight tick down on the total, and definite support for Boston. Look at the series price. The series price is telling you right now that the Celtics win last night was what to expect in this series. Was what? Boston minus 210, minus 220. All they did is win and cover game one at home. All right, now that price is basically more than doubled. Minus 450 for the Celtics, plus 350 for the Mavs. You can shop around and find a little bit better than that. I'm seeing minus 420 out there for Boston if you shop around. Nonetheless, the fact that they won and covered game one normally does not result in this big of an adjustment to a series price. The betting markets are saying Boston's winning this series, and last night's game was not an aberration. That being said, Dallas does have a pretty good track record after getting smacked around in game one at bouncing back strong in game two, and Boston's track record has been let's dominate early, and then game two at home hasn't necessarily been their sweet spot. So I would not be surprised to see some Dallas money, maybe even some public Dallas money. But right now, again, a couple of 7.5s out there. The market's pricing Boston higher than they did prior to the game one win. That's NBA. Let's talk WNBA. Before I do, real quick, I appreciate it very much. Just if you like this, give me a like. That's all I ask. Easy. Click, done. All right, let's talk WNBA. If you like it. If you don't like it, you don't have to give me a like. That's fine. And in terms of comments, look, dude, who do we have? Anthony Thornhill, Doc Holliday, Kenneth Arand, Gert3850, Rich C, Ghost X Bixby, Tahoe Better, G True Brian, We Win Jet, James, Daniela D10, 90 Dust TV, W Monist, Matthew Janerski, Nathan T, Johnny Jumpman, Raymond Barlow. I want to shout out all you guys. Thank you for the comments. That's awesome. I'll do my best to get in there every single day and respond. And we have to interact. It's fun in the comments, absolutely. So we appreciate the comments, the like, and if you want to follow, look, there's nearly 160,000 of you following the WagerTalk YouTube channel. I encourage you, join the club and do it today. Let's talk WNBA. And these moves have been, these moves make sense. There's a reason we're talking about this on the show, even though it's not a sport that I handicap on a daily basis. What are we seeing right now for today's card? The first thing that stood out to me, the Indiana Fever, Washington Mystics, over money. Sharp over money overnight. This was as low as 161.5 overnight. I'm seeing as high as 164 right now. That's some of the sharpest books in Vegas. The Dallas Wings took overnight money against the LA Sparks. Dallas opened as low as 1.5, mostly 2.5s out there. Now I'm seeing 3.5 for the Wings over the Sparks. That's one that stood out to me this morning. Minnesota and Phoenix, a little bit of under money there. That was sitting as high as 164.5. Now we're looking at 162 for that game. Seattle and LA, really two-way action on that. That opened from a point spread standpoint as low as 8. It also opened as high as 10.5. And look, it's landed in the middle. 8.5, 9, 9.5 out there as we speak. We have seen a little bit of under money for that ball game. That total opened 167.5, let's call it, or 168.5 out there right now. Now it's down to 166/165.5. So Seattle and LA Aces under money. That's the sharp side. That's the overnight side. And again, sometimes we see additional money come in after I record. Sometimes the money goes one way, and then another group comes back in and flows it back the other way. Sometimes you see a move, and it was a false move. Doesn't happen a lot, but it does happen at times where, they send out a bunch of money at key books. They make a handful of bets at key books to send the line going in the wrong direction, and then make the bigger bets afterwards at all the books at the line that they're looking for. But those are the exceptions rather than the rules. Most of the time we're talking about these line moves. This is where the sharp money's flowing. And when it's not, and you're looking to make your bet, you can see, oh, wow, there's action come back the other way on this game. I do want to talk about one great offer right now at WagerTalk.com. You can follow me and find my page, wt.buzz/TC. We have this finish off June with a bang for $199. Gets you every play, every day, in every sport. There's nothing more to buy. There's no bait and switch. There's no nonsense. Any big ticket plays, 5% are all included. Get the all access pass right now. Again, all of June, all sports, just $199. Visit my page at WagerTalk.com, wt.buzz/TC. All right, let's take a look at what the baseball markets are doing. And that's why I go right at this time every day, right at 7 a.m., because this is when the baseball markets really start to bounce around. And we can see what's happening and where the early money is flowing. And frankly, look, there are days where it's like, wow, there's this, that, and the other. I don't know that this is one of those days. That being said, Arizona, San Diego, Fat and King, that has taken under money. There were 7.5s in San Diego last night. We're seeing mostly 7s this morning, so under money coming there. Foa Showa, another one that stood out in early betting action. Kansas City money coming against Seattle. The Mariners were -1, as high as -135 at the open, -125 the prevailing number. Now I'm seeing more like -115, -120. So we're seeing some money for KC as a dog. KC continues to overachieve. The betting markets a little bit slow recognizing the Royals as being potentially a bet on team. This is a situation where they're taking money. I'm kind of surprised at this. Miller's been a guy the markets have liked in Seattle, a team that has certainly higher expectations coming into the season than KC. Nonetheless, it's been Royals money so far today. Definite Toronto money. This one stood out to me last night. I was like, this line's not going to hold. There was a 135. There was a -140. You wake up this morning as -160, -155 for the Blue Jays. The Oakland A's, just not a team likely to attract a lot of positive betting attention right now. Still no line from Milwaukee, Detroit, as I record this, again, 7 a.m. Pacific time. So I don't know where the money's going to move there. We have seen a little bit of money for Cleveland in the game against Miami. Weathers got lit up in his last start. He'd been really good until last time out. Last time out, he was not good. The market's expecting perhaps more of the same today. Cleveland, the Guardians, taking money in that one. And we're seeing a little bit under money for Webb and Lorenzen in Texas. San Fran and the Rangers. You don't see a lot of 8/7.5s in Texas. We are tonight. That expected to be a pitcher's duel. That's all I got for you guys today. Enjoy the games. Best of luck with your wagers. What is it, Friday? That means we won't see you until Monday. Between now and then, have a great weekend. Hope you win a whole bunch of bets. Cheers.